What's up, YouTube? Erod212 here, and looks like it's that time of the year again. Somebody decided to start showing the top 50, and it's spreading like wildfire. So I wanted to just share my top 50 books. It's amazing if you look back and you've been doing these videos for a couple of years, like a bunch of us have, how your collection changes from year to year. And those newer YouTube guys will see what it's all about. Your collection next year is going to expand, and you're going to have books that were in your top 50 that fall out of that top 50. It's pretty interesting because your taste always continue to change. One book that doesn't fall out of favor with me is this one here. Now my books, there's going to be approximately 50, maybe one or two more, in no particular order. Just top 50 books in my collection at this point right now. Books that I love and really don't want to let go. I'll start out with Uncanny X-Force number 5, and this is the Milo Manara variant. Super hard book to get, and not a lot of them in a 9.8, so I was really happy when I got this book. Found this book in a flea market for $3. After pressing and cleaning, it came back at 9.8, and that's Cable and X-Force. That's the 1 in 50 Mike Deodato variant there. Another tough, kind of scarce book because this title wasn't doing well, so not many shops were ordering 50 copies of the book. We'll switch from that and we'll go to this. Let me see if we can get this out of the way. This way. Another acquisition that I made. Book I treasure. The only way this will leave, and it might not even leave then, is if I get an upgrade to it. Right now, super happy to have it in this condition, and that's Amazing Spider-Man number 14, first appearance of the Green Goblin, 3.5. I'm very happy with a 3.5. One of my favorite villains of all time, but really nice book to have. Another one I picked up was Amazing Spider-Man number 3. That's the first appearance of Dr. Octopus. That book's in a 4.0 range, but I'm very happy with a 4.0. This book is super hot. Miss Marvel number 1. And this is Carol Danvers' first book on her own as Miss Marvel. This is the first time she's as Miss Marvel. I have a couple of non-graded copies of this book, also some raws, and I had sold one because I've just been speculating on this book for about 5 years now. So, nice book to have, and see it's getting a nice price bump now. As you can see, I love the Spidey villains, so I'll buy these all day long. Sorry for the glare there. But that's Amazing Spider-Man number 6, first appearance of the Lizard in a 5.0. Really nice book. I love it. Going with the Spider-Man theme again, but switching it up to my boy Miles Morales. And that's Ultimate Fallout number 4, and that's the Marko Djurjevic variant for this super hot book. I'm happy with a 9.6. But just a little quick story, and for those of you that haven't been collecting that long, about a year and a half ago, maybe a year to 2 years ago, these things started showing up in Five Below in those $4 packs. And if you guys watch Archangel, I believe he found like 3 or 4 of them. So I ravaged everywhere. I was fortunate enough to win this for $25 in a raffle. So, just got lucky with it, and I got it raw and got it graded. Book that I still treasure, and I love the story dearly, even though it's on hiatus right now. Saga number 1, 9.8. I also have a 9.4 on this. I would love to get the 9.4 someday signed by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan. So they just don't do too many shows. At least not in the East Coast. Strange Adventures number 205. The first appearance of Boston Brand, Deadman. Part of that Justice League Dark, and just a great character for a long time. Book that's getting a lot of love right now just because of Wesley Snipes' little quips out there. Tomb of Dracula number 10, first appearance of Blade. A must-have key for any Bronze Age collector, especially if you like the Tomb of Dracula series. There was some great stuff there. Wolfman just killed it on this. Gene Colan was on this. Just really good books. Continuing with the Spidey villains. Amazing Spider-Man number 13. First Mysterio. Rumored to be in the next Spider-Man movie. So this book has gotten a spike up too. I bought this book at East Coast Comic Con from Zap Comics. I got it for a really good deal. I bought it at like a 4.0 price back then, and it pressed out, and I had a subscription fold, but it didn't break color, so I got lucky with it. Book that I pressed and got done this year. Happy to have in the collection. Harbinger number 1 in a 9.6. These pre-Unity Valiant books are, if you find them for cheap, they're good books to pick up. They don't lose their value. Shooter just destroyed it with everything that they did over here in this early runs. Talk to guys like Marky316 who read all of this stuff. Jeff Johnson, they speak the praises. It was great storytelling. I got a 9.6 on it, and that's a tough book to get graded high. There's some issues with the staples. Also, it has to have the coupon inside of it. A lot of people took the coupon so that you can get the Harbinger Zero pink copy. But that, fortunately enough, had a coupon in it. And the price jump between a 9.6 and a 9.8 is almost triple. And I was fortunate enough also to get a 9.8. So, Harbinger number 1, 9.6 and a 9.8. Super happy. This book will never leave my side. It's one of my, unless I could upgrade it, it's one of my first raffle wins, and I just love it. This is when Delato was the man, and that's X-23 number 1. It's the variant edition. You know, Marvel kind of fucked it up when they let this book come out again as a variant, but it still didn't really deter from this book. It's just a phenomenal book, a great book to have in the collection. Another great book that I found for $1 is this. Having an issue trying to slide more than 2 slabs in there, but this. Same flea market, same time frame. I found that. So that's probably the second most desirable Venom variant when the original Venom variants came out, besides the Mary Jane Watson one. This one right here with Deadpool and Psylocke, just awesome. Awesome. Uncanny X-Force number 20. Came back at 9.4. Real happy with that. Picked this up from Vince Semperfi Comics guy. Gave me a really good deal. I was super happy to pick that up. Batman and Robin number 232. First Ra's al Ghul. Book I don't see out there too often in too many videos. Not as much love as it should be getting, but I love it. Is that right there, and that's Brave and the Bold number 54. First appearance of the Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans. You're talking Aqualad, Kid Flash, and Robin. And that was a 6.0. Underrated book in my opinion for the type of villain he is. And that's let's get the glare out of the way. There we go. Iron Fist number 14. Who would have thought that the first appearance of one of the X-Men's worst arch enemies and Wolverine's mortal enemy would be in an Iron Fist book? But it is. And that's the way it happens with some of these first appearances. So 9.6, Iron Fist 14. Picked this up last year, less than a year ago. And man, was I happy to get it when I did, because this book is just spiked. I got this book for about $400. It's tripled its value. I can't believe where this book is going. Besides the Hulk 181 and the X-Men 1, and this is the book. They're just bouncing up in prices. Another book that's seen a spike is this. Amazing Spider-Man 101. First appearance of Morbius. Nice 6.0 copy. I have another one out in CGC right now, hoping for at least a 6.0 on that also. Stealth Vi, I bought this at a comic shop. It was pretty beat. The owner sold it for me for $80. And that's Invincible Iron Man number 55. Everybody knows what this is. First appearance of Thanos, Drax the Destroyer, and Star Fox, to name others. 3.5. It had a detached staple on there, so I didn't expect it to be anything more. Really happy. Nice book. Next book up, X-Men number 137. The reason this is in my top 50 is that as a kid growing up, the X-Men, and to this day, were my favorite comic to collect. And John Byrne and Chris Claremont's run was amazing to me. Chris Claremont is a very common signature. We get him at New York Comic Con every year. He does quite a few cons. John Byrne, on the other hand, hasn't signed for years. Last year was the first time he had done a signing in a while. He was at New York Comic Con and he only signed 100 books. I'm a witness for CBCS and I was able to get this verified. He has since put stipulations, I believe, that they cannot be. He is doing shows. He did a show in Boston, but he is not letting his books be graded. So to have a John Byrne and Chris Claremont signed book in my collection, it means more than any value could be. It's a sentimental thing with me with this book. So. Another recent pickup. Super happy to have that. Great Steranko art there. And king size special Hulk number 1. For the users that don't know though, that's not Steranko that drew that face. I believe that face was replaced because they didn't like the way the Hulk's face looked when it was originally drawn. My boy Marky316 showed a copy of this. I got one of those too, Marky. I collect DC also, as you can see. And that's Flash number 110. It's the first Weather Wizard. But for me, it's the first Wally West, and I loved Kid Flash growing up. So, really nice. Gambit number 1, gold foil copy. Tough book to find in high grade. It's the cover takes a beating. This is probably like a 9.6-ish. Really like it. And then one of my favorites is Alex Ross, and he did this Uncanny X-Men. I just lost my mind over it. You know, and it has the new X-Men. He also did this one, and I just adore this book. X-Men number 27. These are 1 in 75 variants for the 75th anniversary of Marvel. And I'm actually going to get Alex Ross to sign one of these books at New York Comic Con. I haven't decided which one to get. Either this one or this one. I'm probably going to go with this one only because I have another copy of it. X-Men number 205, first Hope Summers, J. Scott Campbell variant. Tough book to find. Another beautiful Adam Hughes right there. A-Force number 1. He killed it. That Medusa cover is beautiful. Just love it. First appearance of Bullseye. And just picked up a second copy. Bruce Sias was kind enough to give me a really good deal. So I was able to pick up another copy of that book. Happy to get that. Another book I picked up within a year. Conan the Barbarian, number 1. I believe Marvel just got the rights or are getting the rights back to Conan. So, sky's the limit. You know, Barry Windsor Smith was a beast drawing this stuff back in the day. Conan had a really long run, you know. A character that could probably come back somewhere along the line. That's a spec book for me. I think that book has nothing but room to grow. I think I got that for like $100. It's probably like a 7.0 range. Vince Semper Fi blessed me with that book and gave me a really good deal on that. Ghost Rider number 1. First time Johnny Blaze has his own title. Picked this up at East Coast 2 years ago. And that book has grown. And that's Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 87, first John Stewart. Book I won in a raffle 3 years ago for $20. Detective Comics, number 359, first Batgirl. It's a beater copy. It has a sticky substance, so this book cannot be pressed down here. So I'm probably just going to have to send it to get graded in the condition it is. I've held off on it for a while, just trying to figure out if there's any way that stuff will come off. As you can see, whoever tried to, it tore a couple of pieces off on it. My man, Lords of the Long Box, TiVo loves this book. He's a big speculator on Silver Surfer. We've discussed this in the past. Silver Surfer number 3. First Mephisto. Sorry if this is long, guys. It's just I'm trying to crank them out there. Teen Titans number 60. And that's a really nice copy. First Wonder Girl. Again, my boy Marky showed this. This is another raffle winning for me. Back in the day, I won Hawkman 1 and Hawkman 4 like 3 years ago for 20 bucks. Both roll copies, probably like a 3-5 copy. But that's the first Zatanna. Really nice book, and that book just keeps picking up. Here's a book. I don't think I've seen anybody show this book yet. And that's Adventure Comics number 260. And although it's a Superboy comic, the reason that this book holds value is nothing to do with this, but it has to do with the backstory. For those of you that don't know, this is the origin of Aquaman in the back of this book. So if you ever see this out there in the wild, get a chance, pick it up. Another book I've had for a couple of years, Incredible Hulk number 102. First time that the Hulk gets his own title since the first 6 issues. And then recent acquisition within the year, and another book that's starting to spike now with all the talk about the movie, is X-Men number 21. And that's the first Hellboy in color. Slide those over here. Alright, almost done here, guys. Near and dear to my heart, the X-Men, and we're gonna go with a 7.0 copy there of X-Men 94. I have another one. It's probably like a 6.0, 6.5 copy. That's raw. X-Men number 14, First Sentinels, 6.5. Take that every day. Another one I really like there. X-Men number 28, First Banshee, 8.0. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, we got this. Giant Size X-Men number 1 in a 7.0. Ah, love that book. Got this for a really good deal at Big Apple 2 years ago. X-Men number 3. It's a 6.0. Silver Age in a 6.0. I'll take that every single day. Especially low single-digit numbers like this. First appearance of the Blob. Huh. I mean, only thing that could top that book is that. That's my baby. That's my pride and joy right there. That's X-Men number 1. The book that started it all for the X-Men. If you take what Stan Lee and Kirby, especially those Stan Lee story writing, what he was doing back then and the message that he was trying to send, it was way ahead of its time. It had to do with cultural revolution and everything that it meant. Without being able to say it, he was trying to show that the world was changing and biases had to change and everything else. It's one of the reasons I love this book so much. To get this in a 2.5, this book has doubled in price from what I paid for it 2 years ago. Amazing Spider-Man number 122, and that's the death of Norman Osborn, 8.5, and you can't have that without having this. And that's the death of Gwen Stacy. Just one of the most powerful story arcs ever. It made Spider-Man near and dear to a lot of people's hearts just because of the tragedy and the pain and suffering that this man had to go through. No character at that point had gone through what he had done. You know, you have that iconic little passage in there, the little clip when he tries to save her, and you just hear the neck cracking and you see the crack on the bottom there. It just sends shivers down my spine just how great this was written. You know, and John Romita Sr., by far one of the best Spider-Man, if not the greatest Spider-Man cover artist ever. I know people love McFarlane, but you give me Romita Sr., I'll take him over McFarlane every single day. But that's an old school guy talking too. So I grew up on this, and it's why I treasure it. Amazing Spider-Man number 50. First Kingpin. Yeah, character that's associated with Daredevil, especially through the movies, but first appears in an Amazing Spider-Man book. 6.0. I got this at 4.0 price probably 3 years ago. First time I ever met Jimmy C, I was shopping for this book and I heard his voice and I recognized him for his videos. And I introduced myself and we started talking. And it was just, and we've been friends ever since. We talk all the time, here and there now. He's busy with family and everything else now, but Jimmy C was one of the pillars of the community. Guys like Manny NYC and myself and all those guys all kind of followed his suit. He shoots from the hip and he's funny as shit. Good dude. Just picked this up. Got a really good deal from Fistful of Comics. Another good, great YouTuber actually. I think he's just got on Instagram recently, so give him a sub up. He gave me a really good deal on that, and that's Silver Surfer number 1. I have a raw copy also, but that 4.5 probably is going to grade out better than my raw copy. But once again, nice book to have in my collection. Happy. And then I have this, which is Swamp Thing number 1, 8.5. First appearance of Swamp Thing. Bernie Wrightson, good stuff there. Him and Len Wein, who wrote the story on this. Wrightson did the art. I mean, just great stuff. And then I'll end it with this because it's probably my second favorite modern character of all time right now. Besides Miles Morales, I love Laura Kinney. I love everything about that character and all her story arc and all the trials and tribulations she's been through in the comics. They did a really pretty good rendition of her in Logan. I hope that somewhere along the line she gets her own movie and it's done properly because they could do great things with her. I mean, she's got clone sisters now. Everybody that watches it knows about Honey Badger, her sister. Just some good stuff there. And that's it. That's 50. It's probably like 52 or 53 in there. And excuse the extra ones in there. Just couldn't fully decide. But it's been a blast watching everybody keep posting these 50 plus books up there. I want to see what everybody has in their collections. It's not a competition. It's just about what you love. So just show the books you love and what's true and dear to you, your top 50. And that's what it's all about. Thanks to all my new subscribers. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you wish to, please hit the subscribe. Leave a comment below and I will answer all comments. I thoroughly enjoy that stuff. Also, follow me on Instagram. It's the same thing. It's Erod212. Shameless plug. It's a lot of fun on Instagram. You can do a lot of things with just pictures. Also, I run some raffles on there sometimes. We're putting out some good books out there. So, come by, check it out. All right? Until my next video. Peace.